This is a 2012 MacBook Air with 4GB of RAM, 64GB of storage, and the worst i5 you will ever see. This i5 is a 3rd generation. I'm mainly into ARM. I never use Intel. Well, my main desktop has Intel, but I'm trying really hard to find an ARM CPU because I hate x86. It sucks. This computer right now is running macOS Monterey. This laptop does have a few issues. The battery is pretty much non-existent, and the hinge is not very tight and often fall. Yeah. So if you have the laptop like this and you do that, this computer is not fast. It lags, and it's just not a good experience to use. We're gonna put Linux on here. We're gonna be putting a very specific distro on here. PearOS. This is a macOS themed Linux distro, and this website looks AI generated, but I can't put my finger on it. There is liquid glass, which that's honestly pretty cool, and it has an installer that looks exactly like macOS's. So we're gonna grab this. I'm just gonna download the stable version. We have this USB drive, which we're gonna use to flash it. So let's go and do that. Okay, this is my macOS installer. I want to keep this because I have no way to fix this laptop. I have this USB drive. Vibratum. Isn't that a YouTube channel? This is 4GB. It should allow us to flash it because I think this is 3GB. While this is downloading, let's go get another piece of software. This is Balena Etcher. It allows you to flash a USB drive. So we gonna grab this from macOS. Now, I usually never put Linux on macOS computers because if you're buying a Mac, you're using macOS unless it's from like 2004 or from 2012. We're in the installer for Balena Etcher, so let's move that to our applications. Our ISO is also done. We're gonna allow opening. Okay, let's flash from file, downloads, and we have PearOS right here. Select the target, and then let's flash. Now, I'm gonna wait for this. This is gonna take quite a while, but I will be back when it's done. We have Linux bound to an ISO, so let's go ahead and boot it. Alright, we have it open. I noticed the liquid glass, it kind of sucks. It's just kind of like transparent, but that's just macOS icons. But let's go ahead and install. I wish you could just install this theme on just normal KDE. Let's go through the install. They did do a lot of theming. I wonder, did they do disk utility? Oh, no. Okay. Let's install. Oh, no, it's just gparted. Yeah, install. Yep. And then we'll do this drive. Continue. Yep. You need. Oh my god, I need. I'm gonna remake the installer with a different USB drive, and I will be back when this is done. I'm installing. I've switched USB drives, so you guys can get a viewable experience again. Put this pickle drive right here. I'm gonna have this install. Okay, we are now in the machine. We get the fancy Apple hello, and we can go ahead and set this up. And set this up. We'll be the cat. Those things look ugly. We're going all Apple today. This keyboard has seen damage. Terms and conditions. Ooh, that is not a good animation. They not like that. I like the ending of it, but it building? No. Usually there's a start button right here. No. Failed to remove default user. I rebooted the computer. Once again, this liquid glass just doesn't look good. So this is Arch. This is based on CachyOS. Let's explore the operating system. This Launchpad, it looks, yeah, that's Launchpad. The contrast with these like blocks over here do not look good. Maybe it looks better when, ooh, this does not look good. I feel like they could have added a box around it to make it look more like macOS. And once again, these contrast issues show up again. If we set this to light mode, it looks a lot better. I think they're kind of planning on you using light modes. We're going to be using light mode for this. We do have the genie animation. However, you can see the taskbar like becoming a new like taskbar whenever you open it, and it losing some of the transparency. We do have about this Mac, which, yep, is just as useless as the macOS one. Settings just opened. Wow. Yeah, this is a very close remake of the macOS one, like down to a T. We can set this, which doesn't actually seem to do anything. Wait, oh, wait, is it? Uh-oh. Hello? I don't know what happened. How much of this actually works though? Like, can you do Touch ID? No. It looks like a lot of these features aren't available right now, which kind of sucks. Percentage, and it keeps like crashing. I don't know what keeps happening. One account for every. I don't think I would give my account to this distro. That doesn't really seem like the safest thing to do. Okay, I want to look at the rest of this stuff. So this is a web browser with Safari. I wonder if it's just a macOS like themed version of Firefox. Yeah, this is Safari. These contrast issues keep happening and are very annoying. Let's get about this browser. We do not have internet. Okay, hold on. I can tell they didn't theme everything. Okay, we have internet. Ooh, but it's not appearing to work. Okay, we'll just skip the internet for now. I want to know what apps they're using. It looks like a lot of this is just implemented enough for the UI, but nothing is actually implemented. So you're not able to install any apps or nothing. Kind of sucks. For the notepad, yep, they did make their own notepad app, and they do have contrast issues over here still. Info Center, I know if they're just using bog standard, like most of the stuff, but I want to see the Files app. Did they remake Finder? They did. This is the GNOME Files app. That's definitely just GNOME. They got KDE Connect built in. Ooh. Let's pair this up. Doing my video editing from this. I want to take a look at their AI, see what this is. Pure Intelligence, download. And I will be back when this is downloaded. This is going to take a while to download, so let's go get some other software. I want to see how other apps respond to being themed. You know what? This computer is not going to be able to run any AI models. We're just going to stop it. Let's go to FlatHub. Head over here. I wonder if you can install these apps outside of PearOS. Like if you were to use just normal Linux, could you install these apps? Also, I want to see. Ooh, wow. This is very laggy, but do touch gestures work? Nope, they do not. Okay, let's get an app. Pretty simple one. Let's get Roblox. Let's grab this. This looks like an app that it would definitely theme to. Also, I do want to see the terminal. Yep, that's a very macOS terminal, which means it's terrible. We'll paste you. Fuck it. I don't want to install none of that shit right now. Let's not do apps, let's not do nothing. This top bar over here is pretty. Wait. They have the Domanic Island on here, and it doesn't work. I'm sure if you have audio or something playing, it will, but it clearly doesn't here. Another thing I've noticed is that the fan control is pretty messed up. Like, I'm pretty sure you can hear this fan, and it's loud. Even in macOS, playing Roblox, it's loud, but this is loud. But with that being said, I'm gonna end this video here, and goodbye.